Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. I love to talk about sex, don't you? Good evening. I'm Mshari, your host for Let's Talk About Sex. This evening, we are going to be talking about the BDSM lifestyle with our special guest, Mistress Scarlett Ray. So, welcome, Mrs. Scarlett Ray, to our set. Good evening, Scarlett.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm wonderful.
Thank you for joining us this evening,
Oh, I was really looking forward to this.
and I am too. So, first thing, I'd like to ask you, how did you get in? If you can explain to the audience what BDSM means.
BDSM means bondage, dominance, submission, and sometimes the SM means sadomasochism. But it's literally an aspect of dominance and submission, which dominant being the top, submission being the submissive being the bottom. And bottom doesn't necessarily mean bottom of the stack. Bottom literally means as a dominant, I call the shots.
I see.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been into this lifestyle?
Into the lifestyle about 3 years. As a professional dominatrix, I've been doing this for about a year. I started off with a lot of research. Research is definitely important. There's a lot of aspects of the BDSM society and culture, and it's important to at least have a minimal knowledge before you just throw yourself in and play. It's really easy to hurt someone, and that is not something that I want to do in a permanent damaging sort of way.
Right. So, have you always known that you were a dominant personality versus a submissive personality?
It's been pretty clear since I was little. It kind of came with the sexuality. And by that I mean I've always been very sexual and I've always been very dominant. And it's partly a control thing. It's partly like I want things a certain way. But a lot of it is I generally just love the play. I love the interaction. I love working with my submissive. I love working with my switch. Even sometimes when I'm in a scene with another dominant, I love working with other dominants. But in a scene with another dominant means that there's two dominants and one submissive.
So, I hear the rewards. What are the downsides of being in this lifestyle, if any?
Well, for me, the downsides are when it comes to dealing with clients. Well, okay, let's say it like this. Let's go with the rewards first. For the rewards, I'm rewarded the moment I step into that room and I'm in the room with the client. I'm ready. I'm in my territory and I know what's going to happen. Like I'm controlling the entire situation. But for me, the challenges are the before, the getting the clients to come, to getting the clients to show up, because there are a lot of time wasters. There are a lot of people coming to wank, basically, calling to say, oh, what are you wearing? Oh, what's going to happen in session? And that's really just a waste of my time and a waste of my energy and nothing that goes into my pocket, right? Of course, rewards are also money, because being a dom, you have a special skill and you're paid for your skill, right? And as you age and develop your skills and things like that, you get to get paid more. That's just the reality of it.
Well, Miss Scarlett, you have given us a lot of interesting information. What I would like to know, though, do you have any women clients? Are women likely to come to you for a session?
Sometimes they can. They're rarer. And the thing about it is that women don't necessarily need to come to a pro dom. They can come to any person. Literally, as a woman, you can almost say to any experienced person, I'm interested in dominance, and they'll be like, oh, let me help you. So, but when it comes to men, people are less prone. They're like, oh, we have to ferret it out. We have to make sure you're not crazy. We have to do all these protective things, right? So I do play with women. I do enjoy it immensely. But in terms of client base, they're rare. In terms of lifestyle, I take on male and female subs and slaves. I do train. I do a wide variety of things, and I'm a sadist at heart. So I enjoy causing pain to others, but at the same time, I mix pain and pleasure. So in sadism is not just my special. It's not sadism isn't a specialty. Sadism is a personality trait. What's a specialty is corporal punishment. What's a specialty is smoking. What's a specialty is body worship. All of which I do. Among other things, I'm a fan of metal and latex and rubber, and generally I enjoy the fetish culture. I enjoy the wide range of it. I enjoy the fact that there's less judgment on a normal basis in the fetish culture because people are so used to not accepting things, but when it comes to kink and when it comes to fetishes are anything. I had a client who I have clients who like boots. I have clients who like feet. I have clients who like armpits. And not everyone likes armpits. Not everyone likes feet, but a fetish is whatever you like, whatever turns you on, whatever makes your heart speed a little bit faster, right? So I cover a wide range, and I personally
That
love.
you have. You also use the term sub and slave. Is there a difference?
There is a difference. Okay, there is a difference, but it's kind of in debate in the kink community. And the reason why is because, like, it's about the dominant and how the dominant perceives subs versus slaves. How I perceive subs versus slaves is, for me, regardless of if you're a submissive or a slave, you're signing a contract. A contract to a certain amount of time in which you will serve via training or serve me. And then at the end of that contract time, in which we will follow everything listed in the contract, we come together, we have a discussion. We decide, do we want to continue this? Do we want to stop? Do you want to switch? Do you want to add more things? Things like that. So a sub and a slave is like free. A slave is like, I'm not questioned at all. There's nothing I can say that you haven't basically answered no to, other than the safe words, other than the things that are in the contract. A sub is, there's a little bit more flexibility to discover, to grow, to look at kink, to experience kink, whereas as a slave, it's like, this is what I want to do, and we're doing this together.
I see.
Right? So
people who are interested in learning more about you, how would they contact you?
well, you can contact me a number of ways. The easiest, simplest, most precise way is by email. And my email is just missscarlettgray@gmail.com. And it's important to remember that that's Scarlett with 2 T's. And then I have Facebook, I have Tumblr, eventually I will have a YouTube page going up very soon, all under the baddie, and that's TH4B4DD1E or 3E.
So yeah, leverage that social media.
Yes.
Get yourself out there.
Without a doubt.
Right.
Who doesn't want to see this beautiful smiling face, these amazing tits, and generally my awesome personality? I mean, I am a curvy chocolate goddess who is locked.
I agree with you. You were also going to show us some of the implements that you use. Do we have a little time for that?
I think we do. This is my favorite tool. This is a writing bat. Technically, you could look at it in the kink world as a crop. I bought this from a tractor store. This is literally a crop for horses. But it's leather, it's flexible, and it's a lot more durable than anything they sell on those kink sites, unless you go to a real certified one. I also have a paddle, because paddles are awesome. This one's a heavy duty one and does a lot of damage. I did mention that I am a sadist.
Let me take a look at that.
Of course. And then the last thing I have is a paint stick. And you'd be surprised at how many places you can go and find kink supplies. My favorite game is going to the Dollar Tree and seeing how many kink supplies I can find out of that place. And you would be surprised about the things my imagination can come up with.
I can imagine. Thank you so much for sharing your lifestyle with us, and we would like to have you on again. But I would request that you bring your sub, because I would love to have an interview from a submissive's point of view. Would you promise to do that for us pretty soon?
I think we can work something out.
Thank you very much.